welcome everybody to KNE Realty. This is our first ever episode of Superhero Tuesdays, where we highlight a superhero in the community. Today we got one of our own superheroes, Ryan Ritzert, with us here. How you doing, Ryan?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
I'm not bad at all.
Good.
Oh, of course, it's not Tuesday, it's a Thursday, but we'll release it on a Tuesday.
Hey, that's what matters, right?
But yeah, basically this podcast is going to be a short, quick interview asking, why this person is a superhero, getting real in-depth into their story, and just highlighting what a superhero is. So today, Ryan, I don't have anything written down, but I can start with an easy softball one. How'd you become to be a realtor?
Realtor. I would say, well, my brokers sold me my home private in 2016. I've always been interested in looking at homes and the sale process, and it's just one of those things where you can really help someone in the biggest transaction of pretty much of their life. It's not one of those things where, it's kind of like the same thing when I was a paramedic. People trust me with their lives pretty much, and it's the same concept as buying and selling homes. You're trusting someone with the biggest transaction, all that money, and good advice. So it's kind of it's the same role pretty much, just medical versus sales.
Okay. How long have you been doing real estate?
I've been doing real estate about a year and a half now.
Year and a half now. What can you tell me about real estate in terms of maybe something you didn't think was part of the job?
I'd like to say you get fed with a fire hose pretty much when you get your license. They teach you all the legalities, all that kind of stuff in school, and then you get your license, and then it feels like you're naked just standing there, like you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what to do.
How long is the schooling process?
The schooling is 40 hours, week long. You can either do it in classroom or you can do it online. But there again, it's just one of those schools where they just teach you all the legal jargon and all the things you need to know in the background. But other than that, once you get out, you're on your own. I mean, there's no one out there. I mean, you have your broker to help guide you, but you're your business. I mean, you're an entrepreneur at that point.
Okay. And you guys have to take a test, correct?
Yeah, so you have to go to the state. You have to get, they take your driver's license. They file you in. They set you down on a computer. And so it's all official testing, just like what my paramedic license was. It's the same process.
Okay. And, obviously you've been doing paramedic. What was your official job? What's your official job title for that?
Critical care paramedic. I used to fly in helicopters, and then I did a lot of ground critical care transports in Ann Arbor.
Okay. And did you learn that in the military or?
Nope. Okay. I was EMT firefighter before I was in the Army.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So when did you join the Army?
I joined the Army in October 22nd, 2007.
All right.
That's when I signed on the line. Okay.
Why did you, if I may ask?
I go back a lot to so the Army has a mnemonic. It's called leadership. It's LDR ship, SHIP. So loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. I go on what can I say? Selfless service. So I like helping people. To the point a lot of times where I don't even think about my own good or my own outcome at that point. My dad, he was the same way. He would give you the shirt off his back on the coldest day possible just to help that person out. And so I go back to selfless service. So if you look at being a firefighter paramedic, that's selfless service right there. It's the same thing with the military, and it's almost the same thing with real estate almost. I mean, it is actually.
And did your dad ever serve or family members?
No, my grandpa served back in World War II. He was one of the Rangers.
Okay,
in the Army. Yep.
And you were doing medical before that.
Yep.
Okay. How old were you when you started that career?
That was pretty much right out of high school. That was
Right out of high school. Okay.
2002, 2003 time frame. Joined the fire department. Got my EMT basic license first, and then got my firefighter certificate, and I have a much more other certificates underneath me as well.
Okay. Very good. Very good. So tell me about the community of Howell. How did you get to Howell, Michigan?
So I was originally living in Ann Arbor. The wife and I were looking at building a house, brand new house. And so we started looking down in Ann Arbor, Dexter area, Washtenaw County, and finally realized how expensive the taxes are and how much more money we would have to invest into building a new property. So our realtor, who was Ed, Christy's husband, we kept talking about cheaper taxes, wanting more land. And, we wanted a subdivision at one point, but then we're just like, we don't want to live right next door to someone else where you can touch them, and then their house catches on fire, yours is on fire next, and that whole side of things. And so Ed brought us out to where we live now, and this subdivision has like 1.5 acre lots. It's out in the country.
Yeah.
We got woods in the backyard. We got a playhouse. I mean, it's country, but it's not country because you're in a subdivision. So that's how we came to Howell. Howell is a very upcoming city. There's a lot of new construction. There's a lot of new things coming to Howell. From when I moved here in 2016 to present time, it is absolutely bizarre how much this place is growing.
Yeah, first time I ever came here, I just saw all the new houses, beautiful community, very new, a lot of new buildings. Yep. It's an up and coming area for
yes,
sure.
It is. I think
probably great for real estate too.
It's great for real estate, and I think just everybody is, Washtenaw County is just so there's so many properties, and there's no property left in Washtenaw County. I think it's expanding out to the Livingston County area, and that's where we're seeing all this new construction, all these people moving, and the taxes are they're like 3/4 of what Washtenaw County charges.
Now, are there a lot of veterans in real estate?
There's some veterans. I'm actually in the process right now of trying to get an all-veteran team together. So if you're looking for a home, every person from the insurance agents, title work, obviously me, the realtor, every person, and also the mortgage side. So every person is military, so they all know the jargon. They all know the mentality of that veteran, and I think it will be a great process for military, just because everybody knows what we're all thinking. If I say 2,100 hours, they're not sitting there staring at me like, what the heck do you mean by 2,100 hours? I mean, so so I think it'll be a great thing to accomplish, we're pretty much accomplished. It's still in its working stages. But as far as a lot of people in real estate that have their military license, I don't know of many at all, to be honest with you.
Okay. But if you were to have an apprentice, would you want them to be a veteran?
Well, the good thing about veterans is they have obviously the leadership side of things.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, they're on time, they're prompt, they want to get stuff done. But yeah, I think the military instills values in you, and so I think that helps you in the civilian world as well, especially in the workplace.
Yeah, I've always heard that veterans are always great workers, and business owners rave about veterans because they're disciplined.
Yes,
most structured. Nose to the grindstone. Know when it's time to cut the crap and get to working. And
that's real estate in a bundle right there.
Yeah, and I could definitely see that in you. You're no screw around kind of guy.
Nope, I just like to get business done at the end of the day.
Which is hard because Ed, likes to be late all the time.
Ed's on his own time. It's called Ed time. I've adjusted myself to his schedule. So if I say to be there at 1 o'clock, I know he's going to be there about 1:30. When I'm going to pick him up from the airport, he'll even tell you this. I'll tell him I'm about to be at his house in about 5 minutes, and I'm actually 45 minutes out. So I've adjusted to his schedule. I got it down.
All right. Very good. Very good. Do you have any short-term goals in terms of real estate?
Short-term goals?
Yeah.
Well, obviously to grow my business. And about 2 years from now, what I want to do is open up a satellite company in Colorado. But I'll run it here from Michigan. So I'll be a team lead. And I was actually just talking to my Tom Ferry coach today about that. And, I believe it can be done within about 2.5 years, I would say. So I guess that's kind of short term.
Yeah. Would you ever want to run your own real estate company?
Yes. That's what I'll be pretty much doing out there. I mean, we'll still be having the same name and still working under the same, within the same company, but I'll be the one in charge of the office, the hiring of the agents, the firing of the agents, all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, there's a lot of turnover rate, and there's a large turnover rate in real estate.
Yeah, because everybody has that false concept of, I'm going to get my real estate license, I'm going to become rich. But being a real estate agent, you have to put sweat equity into getting that work. It just doesn't come to your lap and just sit in your lap and say, hey, I want to buy a house. Like, you got to get out there and get seen. And it's hard. And there is a lot of real estate agents out there that just come in and sell 1 or 2 homes. And there's like, okay, that's my vacation for the year. I'm going to go work my other job now. And so you gotta grind to survive in this business. Not a lot of people do. There's like 90% failure rate in real estate.
Is it really?
90%.
Wow.
In the first 5 years. So I'm in the very beginning, but I'm not going to fail. I will be. I don't know what word to put there now, but yeah, I will definitely get a strong business, and you can talk to my clients, and I'm pretty sure they'll tell you the same thing.
Hi everyone, I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Just want to take a break into action to say thank you for watching KNE Realty 360. And while you're here, please take a minute to like and subscribe below for more episodes of other fantastic content produced by my amazing team. You can also follow us online via Facebook or Instagram at KNE Realty 360. Thank you, enjoy, and keep it real.
What skill or asset does a person need to become a good or great realtor?
You got to be able to relate with people. So when I first became a real estate agent, I was always scared of talking to people, coming in their door, talking to them. And one day I just kind of sat back and was like, I'm a paramedic. Like, people call me, I'm walking in their house within a couple of minutes, I'm getting that rapport with them. Like, it's the same concept as real estate, except, one's in a life-threatening condition and the other one's in a non-life-threatening condition. Like, I should be able to pull the paramedic side into the real estate side. So I think you have to have a strong, you have to be able to get a rapport with people. If you're not in a rapport with somebody, and you're not in sync with the way you guys are talking back and forth, their odds are they're going to go to another agent. Because, even like in some of the conferences, they even tell you, if the person you're talking to, they talk slower, you got to bring your talk down as well. Because if you're rambling 60 words per minute at them, they're just going to be like, whoa, this guy's a little too intense. So I think you got to be able to get along with people. You got to have
match the intensity.
Yeah, and then you got to have
tone.
Discipline to get the stuff done. Because if at the end of the day, you're an entrepreneur. If you don't have that discipline to get your work done, you're not going to have any business. You're going to be out of business within the first month of having your license.
Being a paramedic, I'm sure you've seen some. I don't know.
I've seen a lot of stuff.
You've
and
seen
I'll
some
never
things.
lose it.
Yeah. Has it ever kind of jarred you almost?
Oh yeah. There's those calls where when you go to bed at night, you can still see those calls. They'll never go anywhere. And it's kind of like a lot of people will say, you hide your emotions or whatever. But you really can't hide that side of things. You're always going to remember it. It's just a matter of not bringing it out too. So when I had a philosophy when I came home, if I had a bad day at work, I'm leaving work at work. I don't want my kids to see me, scarred or, having a bad time. So there's stuff that you'll never forget. I enjoy being a paramedic. It's a great career. It's just something you really can't retire out of.
How many lives do you think you've saved over your years?
There is no numbers. I can't give you any kind of number.
All right. Obviously, I know Christy was telling me what you do. It's more than just knowing CPR and the Heimlich maneuver. You know, you've done a lot of schooling and training in paramedic. I don't know how to ask this. Tell me something that you know how to do that maybe the general public wouldn't know.
I can keep you alive at a time when your body's trying to kill you. So I'm actually a critical care paramedic, which is an advanced level paramedic. Paramedics, we have like 60 drugs in our drug box. We can give them for anaphylactic reactions. We have narcotics for pain. We have, sugar. We have an array of medications, and we can start, IVs. We can do, IOs, which is a shot into your bone pretty much. We can do a lot of different things. We can decompress chest when you have like a collapsed lung. We can intubate people. And then on the critical care side, it adds, actually one of the best things about the paramedic career that I could say is we used to do gift of life transfers. So gift of life is located in Ann Arbor. It's a great program. So when someone is declared brain dead at the hospital, we go up there. I mean, obviously the body's still alive at that point. We go up there, we switch them over to our ventilators, switch them over to our IV pumps and all that kind of stuff. And we transport them back down to Ann Arbor where they do the organ harvest. So, a bad situation up here, and then it goes down there and it saves, 6, 7, 8 people's lives from one bad situation. So yeah, the critical care side, you have a lot more knowledge. You have a lot more knowledge of what the body's doing, how it's doing it. Because critical care, there really is no guidelines. You're there at the time of the moment. You got to make the right decision, like matter of a couple seconds. So, but yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the career. It's just, there's no retirement out of it.
No retirement out.
Well, there's like a 401k, but I'm not going to be 50, 60 years old and picking up a 300-pound person off the ground. Like,
yeah,
you can't retire out of that. And, I could be a supervisor, I could be education, but no, I don't want that. But I still work the road. I still work shifts here and there.
Okay. So you work part-time?
Yeah, they're part-time. It's just whenever. You're supposed to work 24 hours a month, but some months I do, some months I don't.
Do you drive the ambulance or no?
So generally when we work or down in Ann Arbor, it's a 2-person crew. We're both paramedics. So we just go back and forth on calls.
Okay.
Not unless I'm working with a regular paramedic and there's a critical care call, then obviously I'm the one in the back and then the other paramedic's driving. But
do you have to have a special license for that or?
Driving the ambulance?
Yeah.
Oh, you do like driving courses. That's about it.
Okay. And they're automatic, right?
Yeah.
Automatic?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Automatic.
I'm just wondering.
I'd hate to be that person in the back of the ambulance with a broken bone and a manual transmission.
Oh, man. Yeah, really. So the most calls you've probably reacted to or had to go on site for, probably car accidents? Yeah,
accidents. I was also a flight paramedic as well, so I used to fly in helicopters, and that was like a lot of hospital transports, but we did have a lot of scene calls for, the big MVAs on the highways and all that kind of stuff. But like when, a lot of it depends on the day. Like on a really hot day, you get a lot of difficulty in breathings and, chest pains and all that kind of stuff. And then in the winter, you get a lot of people that are outside get cold injuries and all that, ice and accidents. And yeah, that's pretty much like the flavor of the day. And generally every day that you work as a paramedic, there's always more one complaint than another complaint.
And you've been doing paramedic work in Michigan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was a flight paramedic, I was out of Ohio, but I lived in Michigan. Okay. And we used to fly in Michigan all the time.
Okay. All right. Just southeastern Michigan or all over?
For ground or air?
For air. Yeah, I'm just...
Air. Yep, we're southeast Michigan for air, and then pretty much all of Ohio at that point.
Okay, and you weren't flying the helicopter, no?
No, but I got to sit up front with the pilot, though.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that was fun. And I may or may not have had control access at some points, but...
Scared of heights or flying or anything like that?
No. The only thing I'm scared of is being up on a ladder 28 plus feet.
Okay, and I'm sure you're probably not scared of blood either.
No. I also worked in the emergency room for 6 years too, so I could sit there and
Really?
I could eat my lunch watching someone, throw up or vomit. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all.
Did you have to get past that, or was that just, you've always been that way?
I grew up medical. My mom was a nurse. My dad was in the fire service for a while as well too. So I don't want to say it doesn't bother you, but obviously if you work in the ER, you're hungry. You're hungry when you're hungry, so you got to eat, especially there, because sometimes you don't have breaks.
For sure. All right, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us.
All right.
For all of us at KNE, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as our iTunes and Spotify. Obviously, I will have the links in the description and in the video, so you guys can check that out. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
See you.